All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for your patience. We were trying to work through some audio issues, with the guests, but we got them worked out. So now we're here. So thank you guys for hanging in there with us. And let's see who we got in the chat. I said hello to Cruise Nuts. I don't know if you're still here, but thank you for stopping by. Raquel from MH Family Adventures. Thank you so much for coming by. Hello, Grandma on the go. It's so great to see you. Oh yes, I'm so glad to have your bestie on, and hopefully you'll have some good questions for us that we can ask. So it is a wonderful day, and thank you so much for coming in. So I know it's been a delay, but let me see who else we have here. Keisha, hello, Keisha. As always, thank you for your support. Happy Sunday. Oh, let me see. I don't think this person has been in the chat before. Kimberly Cooper. We have the same last name. Guys, let me introduce you to my sister. This is my sister, Kimberly Cooper. Kim, thank you so much for coming in. And of course, we have our moderator who is letting you guys know that we will be starting shortly. But this is Siobhan on the back end from Parker's on the Go, and she will be helping us out. So if you have comments and questions for Dina, put them in the chat, and she will put them on the screen for us. And we have Thea Wilson. Thank you for coming in. Good afternoon to you. LF McKinley, thank you so much for coming in. And your book, let me see. Your book is in the mail. No, I'm sorry. You have the gift certificate. So congrats. I had giveaways. I gave away one of each of my books, and then the giveaway from the last chat, which LF McKinley won. So it was an Amazon gift card. Let's see. Anybody else? And of course, Miss Carla Jackson, thank you so much for coming by. Hello to you. And Deb, thank you so much for coming by. Hello to you this Sunday afternoon. Thank you for coming by. Phil and Dee's Travel, hello to you. Let's see, anybody else? Yes, Team Reese Travel. I know they can't stay, but thank you so much for just popping in. See, happily ever, Yadi. Thank you so much, Yadi, for coming by. At a baby shower, but can't stop. So I know everybody will watch on the replay, I am sure. So, and Elisa, you guys, Elisa is putting out her cruise content, and it's been very helpful. I remember one was about the key, and then she's sharing, her cruising adventures. So if you aren't subscribed to Elisa, check her out. She's starting to put out that cruise content, and just another person who's who's willing to share her content with us. So check her out, subscribe to her channel, and watch. Let's see anybody else. So I know we've been off to a late start, but so one thing I wanted to share. So this month, if you have been following my channel, I am doing Vlogtober this month for the first time ever, and I am giving solo cruise tips every day this month. I've been hanging in there so far. It has been a little bit rough, but I've been hanging in there. So just a few more days to go. So if you have not checked out my solo cruise tips, check them out. I'm going to also put them into a playlist, so they'll be packaged nicely, so you can just scroll right through them if you haven't been following along already. So the next thing, I need a favor. If you can, so I need your help with planning my future cruises. So I'm looking to book. I'm booked mostly for 2023, but I'm now trying to look for 2024 and beyond. So I want to do something different. I want to be able to offer something to, you all as solo cruisers on my channel. So I'm trying to decide between, well, ideally I want to pick, cruise ships that I haven't been on before, even different cruise lines, as well as different ports that I haven't been to before, and to share those with you from the perspective of a solo cruiser. However, it's not as easy to match those up, as I expected, it's either one thing or the other. I love the ship, but can't really find the ports in the time frame that I'm looking for. So I want to ask you on my channel, what would you prefer to see? Of course, I'm going to try to do both, but if you had to choose, would you prefer to see different ships from a solo cruiser perspective, different cruise lines, different size ships, small, large, or would you rather see different destinations that I haven't vlogged before or I haven't been to before? If you're able to get to and I should have put a link in here, but I have a poll on my community channel, on my community page. If you haven't already, if you could go ahead and vote and give me some idea. I'm trying to figure out which to lead with. And at first, when I first put this poll up, it looked like it was going to be a clear winner with cruise ships. People wanted to see cruise ships. But then as I left the poll up a little bit longer, then it started to kind of balance out a little bit. So it's almost kind of even the last time I looked. So looking for your input. Just let me know. And before we go on, so if you are a creator, cruise content creator, please put creator, #creator in the chat so we can share your content out to others. And the last thing I want to say before we bring on the guest is I welcome your comments and your feedback. One of the things, I am looking to switch this up pretty soon. And I will tell you, going forth, I have decided to move this to once a month because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work putting this together. I do love doing it. I want to continue to do it, but there are other things that I want to do as well. So I'm going to move the solo cruise chats to once a month, but on that other Sunday, I still want to be on every other Sunday. I'm going to bring you something else. So right now, I'm not going to talk about what that is, but there's something else coming. So, but I welcome your feedback. If there's anything that you would like to see or for me to share from a solo cruiser perspective, feel free to send me an email at Cheryl, CHERYL, at SIGCruiser.com. So I welcome your feedback. Okay, so I'm not gonna hold things off any longer. Let's get to our guest. So let me read her bio. So Dina has traveled as a solo cruiser since her 20s, but she really began venturing out more after she became an empty nester. Now, she enjoys all forms of solo travel, but her favorite, of course, is cruising. So, but in addition to cruising solo, she also enjoys sharing some of her travel adventures with family and friends. Now, Dina works full-time in education, and she is also a wife, a mother, and a grandmother. All right, so let me get this ready. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to SIG's Lido deck, Dina of Dina Cruising Through Life. Hello, Dina. Welcome.
How's it going?
It's going great. How's it going for you?
It's going good. Now that I can hear you.
No worries. I mean, it happens from time to time, but we got it worked out and everything. So now you are here. So thank you. First of all, thank you so much for accepting my invite.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, I've been connected to you for a while, and you're one of the content creators, that I've watched. And I knew when I started this, I wanted to invite you on. But it was just a matter of when, the scheduling. And I know that you're a busy person too. So it was just
Yes.
a matter of, us being able to get the timing just right. So I'm so happy to have you here today. So
Oh,
I
thank you.
want to start off by asking, if just in case there are people in the chat who haven't had the chance to go to your channel yet, if you can tell us a little bit about yourself and about your channel, just a tidbit, so.
Okay. Well, primarily I started the channel just because I was going solo on a lot of things, and my kids are wondering what the heck I'm doing out there,
Yeah.
all alone, wandering the world. And that's originally why I started, just so they could see what I was doing. And I wanted them to have a memory of their mom actually doing something. And it's great to see pictures and stuff, but they could actually experience and still hear my laughter, after we leave this wonderful world. I think that that's a great thing. And for them to be excited about what they can do
Mm-hmm.
at any age.
Okay. Yeah, and I know I am sure they are quite proud of you and your travels. They have to be, because I look at your
They think I'm
travels.
crazy at
Oh,
times.
oh, really? Because I look at, when I go through your content and I look at, what you do and how much you do, the different types of travel that you do, the different types of excursions and types of adventures, I almost feel ashamed because because I go on my cruises, I'm relaxing on my lounger and I'm looking at
I
your
do that too.
okay, you do that too, but
I
you do
do.
other things as well.
I do that.
So I'll get into that, but yeah, you do a lot of exciting things, and it makes me want to venture out and do even more on my cruises as well. So now, how did you get into solo cruising? Because like you said, you have a family, so how did you get
Mhm.
into solo cruising?
Well, shockingly enough,
Uh-huh.
I actually started, it's so simple, started going to lunch and movies by myself.
Uh-huh.
And it was the time when I actually could be alone, after when you have 3 kids and you're raising them and life's busy with work and stuff. So it's like I would sit there at a restaurant and I was like, I can do more than this. So then I would go out and travel more, do road trips, go to the beach,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes go visit family, but I would do some things solo. And then as the kids started getting a little older and moving on, my husband and I went on our first cruise together.
Ah, okay.
That's how it usually goes.
Oh yeah.
But then I said, hey, I'm going to go to Chicago. I went to go see an Oprah Winfrey taping. And then he was like, what are you doing? And I was in my 30s. Yeah.
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, yeah, I'm just going to go. And then it just kind of spiraled where it's like, well, if my husband can't go, he's working a lot more than I do. He can only take so much time off.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm able to go and enjoy and live. So
Okay.
I just think you just can't stop. So I just totally started doing it very slowly, and I just always felt comfortable in my own little world. As you say, you're an introvert, and I consider myself 90% an introvert. But I have that 10% where I can be an extrovert.
Right. Okay, that's good. Now I saw a comment from LF McKinley that was up that says you were the first solo cruiser, I believe, that she watched. I can't find the
Oh,
comment
how
now.
nice.
Yeah, she said you were the first person that she followed, I believe. And now who was that? Yeah, Dina's the first person I actually started following doing a solo cruise.
Yeah, my first one that I actually vlogged
Uh-huh.
was I that's when I went to Italy because I thought people they're gonna think I'm crazy, and that's the reason that I documented it. It's because my kids are gonna think I'm crazy doing this.
Um, Now, was that a cruise to Italy, or
It
you
was
direct?
land and cruise.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
Hmm.
So Deb has a question. How did you get over your fear of solo traveling? Did you have a fear initially?
No.
Okay.
In fact, when I went to Italy, I was as soon I say this, I go, as soon as I got on the ship, I felt the most comfortable. I felt very
Okay.
safe. I just think I don't know why I felt so safe. It just feels like a nice area where I'm going to have my community, the crew you can talk to and stuff. But when I'm on land, I feel like you don't know who would want to take advantage of you. And at least on the ship, everybody kind of, knows each other. And I don't know, it just feels a little safer for me. That's why I enjoy that.
Okay. Let's see. We have a comment from Grandma on the Go.
Aw.
That's how I got to meet Dina. Oh, that's how you guys met because she went on a solo cruise to Italy, and I thought she was crazy for going by herself.
Yeah. She was researching the ship and the actual cruise that I went on, and she messaged me, and she goes, "I think you're crazy."
Oh wow. Okay.
but it was fun. It was fun, and so we have become friends now. So we've been
Okay.
friends for years now.
How many days was that cruise? Do you remember?
The cruise was 7 days. The total time I was gone was about 12 days.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that is yeah, that's something I've never done before yet. Taking a cruise, international, cruise. That's something that I want to do as well. So
We're gonna do it again. I
ah,
mean, I want to get a whole bunch of people together, so we should
oh,
talk.
are you doing a group cruise?
I'm not just like whoever wants to go,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. Yes. Yes. Because I do want to seriously. I do want to do my first, international cruise. So yeah, let me know the details of when and where you plan to go. I would love to see if I can too. So Elisa
Okay.
has a question. Dina, do you have a favorite solo cruise activity? Oh, before
Um,
you answer that,
okay.
let me see. I want to share something. I love this. Wait, let's see. Let me share this. Now, and the last time I did this, people couldn't hear the audio. So let me know if you guys can hear the audio. Hold
There's so much dancing. 10, 10, like a little after 10, we went to the Rock and Glow party, and it is after 12. I danced the whole time.
I absolutely love that. I mean, and the reason, wait, could you hear the sound? Could you hear the sound on that? Wait. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear
Okay,
you.
okay.
Okay.
Could you hear the sound on the video?
Yes, I
Okay,
remember that moment.
okay. I love that because it was, and the reason that I love that is because I think on my Vlogtober I just put up a post about telling everybody, all the new cruisers, hey, pace yourself, just take it easy, don't try to do everything, you're gonna wear yourself out. And then I saw this, you just guys, if you go to watch the video before, I mean, you see her on there having a good time, and then it cuts to this where she's in the bed. I'm like, I just laughed. That was just the funniest thing to me. Okay, now,
Yeah.
okay, so
So if you
now,
want me to answer that question, the favorite solo activity is actually dancing.
oh, what?
Yes. So I love the sail away parties, the mega deck parties, anything. And most people know that you'll catch some kind of dancing in any video, it seems like. I love it. Whether I'm learning a new dance or I'm just getting in on the fun, where they're teaching like salsa or disco or something, that's always fun. Now, if I'm now just for chill time, solo type, what I'll do is this introvert part of me. I'll either I download movies to my iPad, which I love to do, and I'll go up in the Serenity deck and I will just sit there, watch a movie, watch the ocean go by, get some lunch, get a Geisberger or something good, and just kick back. And I think those are great times too. Those are the times when you can actually relax, which is part of your vacation, I think.
Okay, so you mix it up. You have fun,
Mhm.
you dance, but you also chill and relax too. So,
Yes,
uh-huh.
definitely.
All right. So Grandma on the Go said, "Oh, where was that? Was yeah, she was so excited about the rock and roll party. She walked ahead of me, and I fell on my bottom. You didn't even know. You didn't even notice your friend behind you. You were
That's exactly true. If you go watch her video, she falls and then she comes up to me and she goes, "Didn't you see me fall?" And I'm like, "No." I'm like dancing away.
Yes, I could see where you didn't see it at all because that whole time you were just jumping up and down. You know,
Yeah,
I'm like,
I love it. I love it.
and then and at the same time, I'm wondering, about your kids and your grandchildren sitting at home watching this. I'm like, because I'm imagining back in the day, I could not see my grandmother doing doing this on the Lego deck. So that has got to be a treat for them. So
Very much so. Yes.
all right. So now, what do you have a favorite place that you hang out on the ship? Um, or a place that you or a venue that you don't miss on the ship, an activity or something.
I love going to all the shows.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's always good, is just to, not every show is great,
Yeah.
but I
Mm-hmm.
think just going and experiencing them at least once is always good.
Okay.
Like I said, the Serenity deck is always nice.
Yeah.
Um, and then I will at least try one or two specialty dining when I'm on
Oh,
the ship.
okay.
I think that's, I'm a foodie too.
Oh,
I shouldn't say that because chefs don't like to hear someone say they're a foodie. But let's just say I'm an eatie then. I like to eat.
okay. Now I haven't asked you yet what's your favorite ship or anything, but what's your favorite? Do you have a favorite restaurant?
um, Cucina del Capitano.
Ah, okay, Carnival. Okay.
Hmm. So
All
far, let's see.
right.
Let me keep trying them.
Yeah. What's your favorite meal there? You have a favorite dish there or anything?
The Mama's meatball. It's an
Okay.
appetizer, but I
Mhm.
could probably have that for my whole meal. I could probably have like 5 of them. They're so
Oh,
good.
wow.
If
Okay.
you go, I went to the on the Sunrise just a little bit ago. They do a taste testing or a cooking thing in
Mhm.
there. It's free. It's an activity, but they'll
Mhm.
give you that meatball. So
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
that's good.
I know exactly what you're talking about too. Yeah, that meatball
Yeah,
is amazing.
it's
It really
amazing.
is.
It's amazing. It's
And
the
then,
best. And I have the recipe for it. They'll give you the recipe for it.
oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
That's good. All right. And Deb just I saw a message on the screen that she just subscribed to your channel.
Oh, thank you.
So yes, guys, please subscribe to Dina because she has a lot of content. From what I saw, was that 6 years worth of content? Was it 6 years or more?
I'm kind of, yeah, there were some times like every year it seems, because I work in education, it gets very busy in April and May working at a university. So it seems like at that time you'll notice there's no videos and then I'll come back. So it just depends. It's life sometimes. Life happens.
All right. Yeah, but yeah, she has lots of content, and it's not just cruising. It's other. I saw that it was other adventures as well. So I haven't watched the vlogs from way back, but I saw, like I know you did a lot of hiking and stuff. So I
Yeah,
definitely.
Letty from Grab on the Go and I, we decided during the pandemic that we were just gonna not sit around and wait for cruising to start. We wanted to travel. So as soon as we were able to, we went to Arizona and New Mexico. I also visited my grandkids. They were living in New Mexico at the time.
All right,
So.
that is awesome. But I want to say hello to Sydney. I saw her message pop up that this is her first live. So welcome to the chat. I'm so glad you're here. And so Deb has a question. Do you dine alone? That was one of my questions too.
I do.
You do.
I do. And I think that, like I said before, in my 20s, I used to do it all the time, 20s and 30s at home. So it has never bothered me to eat alone. It's actually easier for vlogging.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Now, have you ever done the sharing table?
When my friend and I booked a cruise, he wanted to go on a cruise, and I said, I'll take you. And we went. He's the one in the last vlog that just got engaged. So this was a few years before that. We went on a cruise, and we ended up only were able to get the time dining at 8 o'clock. And I never eat at 8 o'clock. But anyway, we did it. And so we had a shared table and some lovely people on that table. So that was fine too. It's not
but it didn't
it's not my preference.
I was gonna say, but it didn't make you want to do it again. So
no. No. I prefer anytime dining. And they'll ask, if you want to share a table, and no.
Okay. No. I understand. Like I do. The only time I do a shared table is at brunch. Sometimes C-Day brunch. That's just sometimes. But that's about the only time that I'm really up for like sharing a table. When it comes to dining in the evening, I'm the same way. I just do solo dining. So yeah, I can relate.
Yes, I heard that on your video and I never thought about that, but that's actually a really good idea. I did sit next to somebody else who was dining solo or at brunch. And we felt, well, you'll see the video, but we felt very like the waiters didn't come to us. We didn't get our food for like 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Or even a waiter. It was crazy.
Okay. Wow.
That'll be coming up in a video. I was very disappointed. That was the first time that's ever happened. I was like, what is going on there? Everybody's being served but us.
Oh, I hate to hear stuff like that. All right. Let's see. We have Peggy saying hello. Hello to you, Peggy. All right. So when you're cruising solo, and I think I know the answer to this question already, what do you say? What do you think is your cruising style like in general? Do you prefer lots of action, or are you laid back? Do you prefer to have somebody with you side by side, kind of joined at the hip with someone? So what do you think your cruising style is like?
I think I've done kind of both, solo and with friends and family. I think if my mind is that I'm going with someone, that is my intention, is to kind of be with them and have our adventures together. But when I'm solo, I have very rarely met up with people, like, people from a Facebook group or something. I very rarely have met up to do, like, have a drink or go to eat or something. It's just not something that I would normally do. Again, I don't know if that's the vlogging thing or what it is, or it's just me as being an introvert. I can't even fix my hair. Me as an introvert, I don't know if that's what it is, but when I'm close with people, then I feel very comfortable and being a little crazy.
Do you join the Facebook groups for your sailing?
I do.
So
I do.
But you don't participate like in the events that they put together, like the meetups and things like that?
I haven't.
There's nothing wrong with that.
For the Mardi Gras, I'm wearing my Mardi Gras shirt, so that's the one I went on with Letty with. And our plan was, we did everything. They said, bring your Mardi Gras beads, and we're going to meet up at the bar. And we literally bought them, and then we didn't go.
Yes.
So it's just one of those things. I'm sure I did one time meet up. There was this one lady who was solo, and she wanted someone to have dinner with. And so I went and I had dinner with her one night. And so.
Yeah. And you know what? And I have to confess, I do that as well. I always join the Facebook group, and I tell everybody, join the Facebook group. And the meetup, I always put in the chat, hey, I'm going to meet you at the meetup. And I think I've gone to the meetup like once on one of my cruises. So it's like I go, and it's not like I just plan not to go. It's like I get on the ship and then I just get tied up in running here and running there. And the next thing I know, it's 15 minutes into the meetup. So I never make it. So yeah.
Yeah. And I think on that one, we would have tried to make it, but I think there was some stuff that happened at the beginning on that first day that caused us to be like, okay, we're like late, we're not. And I think we may have walked, I don't know. Letty can answer. I don't remember anything. Usually I have to go back and watch my own video.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's going to be good when I'm 90. And I'm going to say, oh, that's me.
Yeah, that's a good sign. That means you do a lot of different things, so that's good. All right. What is Peggy? Peggy says she would prefer more solo, if not with family. But if I find a person with a personality close to mine, then we could probably hang with each other, but not during the whole cruise. See, I'm the same way. I love meeting people, on my cruises and chatting. Here or there, if I see them, we're in the same place, but probably, hanging out. I don't know if it's like a commitment thing with me. I can't, I can't promise you if I say, I can't promise you that for the next 3 days, I'm going to be, want to do this or that or whatever. So.
Correct. Yes.
All right.
I totally agree. I think if it's in my mind consciously, yes, this is the activity I'm going to do with this person or people, then I know. But then I also have to have like my downtime. I have to go into myself and just kind of chill.
Okay. And then, and Eric makes a great point. Solo meetups are nice. You can always meet people around the ship. If you make a little effort, that's what's so fun about cruising. And I agree with that too. There's always opportunity, to meet others, solo or not. So with all of this positivity, do you have any drawbacks to solo cruising or solo traveling? Have you ever had a negative solo cruising experience?
Well, that brunch one was not good. I think probably not on cruising. I think when I went to Italy, I had gone to see the Vatican, and I came back, and I left so fast I couldn't remember how to get back to my Airbnb. And then when I got there, I couldn't remember, the keys are very different, and I couldn't open the door, and I just literally almost was in tears just sitting on the stairs. And that was probably the worst experience, being alone, because you're alone. So that's a bad moment, being solo, when you feel, and you're in a foreign country. The person I spoke to, literally, I'm holding the key and I'm like putting it in the lock, and I'm like, can't open, please. And he spoke Italian, but he was like, open the door, and he basically turned it the opposite direction I was. And it opened. It was so simple, but it was like one of those panic moments. And so that's probably the worst experience I've ever had, going solo.
Okay.
But it's a learning lesson as well. But that was about it. Like I said, as soon as I got on the ship, I felt so like at peace. Very at peace.
Well, if that's the worst thing that you've experienced, then you've done great.
That is good then.
I've heard more, horror stories, of people getting lost or, losing lots of money, things like that. So
no, never have. Pretty good about being safe. I always say, I think one of the biggest things is that act like you know where you're going, or you know what you're doing. And then that way, people will look for someone else who's not really paying attention.
Okay.
So.
Oh my God! Is this a super chat?
Yes, it is.
This is my first super chat.
Oh, congratulations! Yay!
And travel. And it's so funny because I'm looking at it Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. No problem for being late. We are so happy to have you here, and join in on the chat. If you have any questions, let us know. All right. Let's see. Oh, Game Changer speaking to everyone. Now, I have another question, but before I ask the question, I am going to share a clip. All right. Let's see.
All right, boss lady. So straighten your feet going close to the rock, okay?
All right.
Boss lady. So straighten your feet going close to the rock.
Now you have to tell me how that experience was. That looks so cool.
It was fantastic.
Yes.
It was probably one of the best excursions I've ever been on. That was the river tubing and the blue hole.
Okay.
It was one of the best I've ever had. It was that's in Jamaica, so Ocho Rios.
Mhm.
And the staff were so great, so
Uh-huh.
great, and felt very, very safe,
Mhm.
and very well taken care of. If you felt like you were never left behind, they always were coming, very protected. I just felt so great on that, and they just made everything so chill and so fun, and sang, and yeah, it was really great.
Yeah, I tell you, I looked at it and I said, wherever that is, and that was Ocho Rios.
Ocho Rios.
I
Yeah.
say, yeah, I'm gonna, whatever that excursion is, I'm gonna look it up because I want to do that. Now,
Yes.
did you get that through the ship, or did you
I
get
did.
that? Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
that looked like an awesome experience. So, now, what type of excursions do you like to do? Is it mostly adventure like that, or do you mix it up, city tours? What do you primarily like to do?
I like it. I like to mix it up just a little bit for one cruise. So I usually try to do something adventurous. I like history, something a little bit historical, maybe, monumental about that place that I'm visiting. And then sometimes maybe just a beach day. I try to mix it up depending, especially if I've gone to the same port a couple times, then I'll usually know, okay, I'm kind of good. I've done something like a zip line and then gone on a tour and learned about all the history. And then I may just want to go to the beach someday.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So
And
I try to mix it up. And when I go solo, I primarily, unless I'm really comfortable with the port, I primarily will use the ship excursions because I feel a little safer.
Okay, and you do something like every time you go to a port, you do something different every time, mostly.
Yes,
Okay.
I try. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And I have to pause here and say thank you to Keisha for another super chat. I really appreciate it. Keisha is a supporter of many, many channels. And if she is not, she might be one of your subscribers already. If she's not, I guarantee you she will subscribe because she loves cruise content. So, oh, thank you. Okay, now, thank you, Parker's on the go. Thank you, Siobhan. I really appreciate it. Evo, okay, now you guys are, oh goodness. Okay, thank you guys. Etta, thank you so much for your support. Keisha sure needs to, what was that? What did she say? I didn't hear your message. Oh my God, okay. Okay, now you guys are gonna make me, okay. Hi, Sean needs to be used. We love your channel. I really love you guys supporting my channel because it's things like this that really makes me want to continue to do it. And even when I, talked to Dina and I, talked to her about, coming on, and I talked about, how, I love to share. She said the same thing that, you made a comment about how you love to share with others. And I can't remember exactly what your comment was, but it was like, there are so many people that, have questions. And I even saw a vlog that you had where you were answering a lot of questions that you get asked, from solo cruisers. So yeah,
Yeah.
so yes, I appreciate everyone. We appreciate your support of our channels, and whatever questions you have, if we can help you, myself and Dina, we would love to answer any questions we can. But guys, really, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Uh, uh, Sid, you helped me a lot with your tips. Thank you. Thank you as well. You're welcome. All right. So Peggy has a question. How did you both feel on your very first solo cruise, and how many solos have you done yet? Yes, Dina, I wanted to ask you how many solos you've done and how many cruises you've done. So I'll let you
Oh
answer.
my gosh, I don't even know. I have some of my cards here.
Okay.
But not all of them. For some reason, I couldn't find them. They're like here.
Wait, just a pause. Sydney, thank you so much. Another great supporter. Thank you so much.
Yay.
On the super chat too. Thank you so much. Sydney is one who, she always gives detailed comments and feedback every day, and I love just going back and forth, and I love the input that you give, Sydney, and your support. So thank you so much. So Dina, now, and okay, so
okay, I don't remember how many.
Okay.
But I know my first one was a princess cruise, and that was actually my first cruise.
Okay.
My first one I did with my cousin was on the Carnival Imagination, because I just need to get him on a little ship.
Okay.
I was here on the West Coast. It's no longer going anymore.
Uh-huh.
But I went on a princess cruise in my late 30s.
Mm-hmm.
About then. It's been a little while. I'm in my 50s, so
Okay. Me too.
and it was just out of the West Coast, and just did a Mexican Riviera. And I don't know, I was just so adventurous at the times, I guess I still am, that it just, I don't want to say I didn't feel anything. I think it was excitement. It was a little bit of the unknown. I hadn't been to Mexico, actually, so that was my first time actually going to Mexico.
Okay.
And so it was just a little different, just doing something for that long.
Okay.
By myself, because I'd gone to Chicago before. That was about like 5 days, and then flew back.
Okay.
And but
like you said,
that was my first one.
Okay, but you said you never felt fear. It was just the unknown.
Yeah, it was more of the unknown. Because because I didn't know anything, like how to book an excursion, what was the process. And YouTube stuff was not out there. So it really was an unknown. I went to a travel agent, and it really was an unknown thing. So
okay. All right, thank you, Raquel, for
Yay.
the adventures. I mean, you guys are really I really wasn't expecting any of this, and it's like I'm just going through the motions of, I it's, I don't even know what to say. I really love doing this. I just started, doing this, and one of the reasons that I wanted to do this is to share other perspectives. And one of the things that I do, and I'm getting out of that, but I primarily cruise Carnival. And one of the things I liked about your channel, I saw that you cruise many different lines. So you have a lot of different experiences with other brands. So, and that's something that I want to get to. And I did have a question about that. Like, I don't believe in like better or worse, like, I like this ship, so the rest are crap. So but what is I would say, what do you get from each of the brands? What do you like most from each of the brands that you sailed?
Well, the one thing, I have not been on Royal, which is actually quite interesting. Yeah. I keep saying I'm going to go jump on the Navigator of the Seas over here on the West Coast, because it wasn't here for a long time. And every time I went to the East Coast, it was always jumping on a Carnival. I went on MSC. Done Norwegian. That's the one I did over in Italy, and then an Alaska cruise recently.
Mhm.
And then I have another Norwegian coming up in March.
Mhm.
For me, Carnival is where I think I can let loose a little bit. I think it's a little more of the fun dancing.
Mhm.
I think more people are ready to have a good drink and have a burger or burrito out there on the deck
Uh-huh.
and just kind of let loose a little bit more. And
Mhm.
then I think Norwegian is a little bit one step down from that party scene.
Okay.
Has But I love their entertainment better. Their shows are fantastic. Their food is amazing. So I love
Mhm.
Norwegian, and it's freestyle. There's no elegant night or anything, which I mean, I used to kind of get a little dressed up, but not
Mhm.
as much anymore.
Okay.
Um, but I like that it's a little more on your own. You can go to multiple different restaurants that are included, that are complimentary, and I just think that that's great. My When I went on MSC, it wasn't the best cruise. The ship is
Oh,
beautiful. The destination of going to Ocean Key was amazing. I love that private island,
okay.
but the food and the entertainment was lacking.
Mhm.
It was not good at all. And it's one of those things like, would I ever try it again? I would try it again because the price is pretty decent, and to go to Ocean Key, which I just loved it there. It was nice.
Mhm.
But the overall experience, not that much. So yeah.
Uh-oh. You know what that is? Do you know what that
No.
is? Well, first, let me say thank you to your favorite couple, $5. Thank you so
Oh,
much for the super chat. But Dina, you have been here now. I know you had trouble with the audio coming in.
yeah.
You got the call, but you came onto the stage without doing the muster drill. And I can't believe I mean, that's the first thing that you're supposed to do when you get on the ship. The muster
No.
drill. What? You can't you can't tell first time cruisers.
Don't you love the muster drills now? They are amazing.
They
Best
are,
thing that ever happened through the pandemic,
yes,
right?
they are, and they're just as amazing as the muster drill that you're about to do right now. So,
Okay.
all right. So, are you familiar with this muster
I think I've seen it once.
drill? All right. So, we have 10 questions that I'm going to ask you as
Oh, okay.
quickly as I can that you need to answer
Short
in
questions.
30
Okay.
seconds. Yes. All
Okay,
right.
I can do this.
Okay. So, you ready?
Yes.
All right. Here we go. Nature or city trips?
Nature.
Favorite cruise brand?
Carnival.
Favorite type of excursion?
Adventure.
Oh, wait. You know, I didn't even start the clock. You know what?
Oh,
I'm
well,
gonna
that's good.
I'm gonna start the clock, but I'm gonna keep on going. So,
Okay.
you might actually be the first one to finish. Okay, so let me make sure that I start the clock this time. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I'm clicking on the wrong thing. That's why. Okay. All right, here we go.
Okay.
So, group cruise or booking your own cruise?
Booking my own.
Okay. Favorite ship meal?
Meal?
Yes, meal. Dinner.
Uh, oh my gosh. Probably fish.
Dining alone or sharing table? We answered.
Dining alone.
Forward, mid, or aft cabin?
Aft.
Port days or sea days?
Port days.
Alaska or Caribbean? Oh,
Caribbean.
we still didn't finish. Okay. So we had one more question.
Okay.
And wait, let me hide the screen because I need to cue something up for this last question. Let me see. Let me do this. Okay, copy. We got paste. All right, because I have to show something when I do this last one. Okay. All right, so the last question was going to be, what is the best thing ever that we have in common?
I think I don't want to say our outgoing personality, even though we're introverts.
That is awesome. That is
You know what I mean? I think you get that.
that's great, but that's not what
It's
I was for.
like
All right, let's see what you say here. Let's see what you say here.
oh my gosh, I have no hair.
And so let's go on. My height, I'm only 4'10".
Yes! Yes!
Oh really?
We're 4'10". Yes!
Oh my gosh. That is so funny.
Yes! We are both 4'10". We are fun size. Yes. I came across that. I was like, okay, I have to share that. Yes. So that's the best thing ever that we have in common.
I did not know that.
I didn't either until today. So.
Yes, I'm 4'10". I think in about 5 more years, I may be like 4'9".
Oh, Thea said, Sig, I thought you were taller. Yes, on the inside I am, but yes. All right. Okay. Let's see. Do we have any more questions? I have a lot of questions that are left, and I know we got started a little late, so maybe everybody can hang around a couple of more minutes. Angel said she was driving, but she loved the mustard drill challenge. Okay, so let me see. Well, okay. So one question about vlogging. So when did you decide to vlog? Because you started vlogging after you started cruising, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I started vlogging to document the Italy cruise,
Okay.
that vacation.
Oh, that was the first time. Okay.
Yeah, there was a lot of, and that was the first time I was going on NCL, and there was a lot of questions that I had in trying to figure out and navigate, like how to use your credit to book your shore excursions that they provide, and how do you do different things. So I was documenting a lot of that because I figured people would want to know how to do that. And I couldn't find a lot of videos on it back then.
Okay.
I think that was what, 5 years ago or
Yeah.
so.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And then I think packing videos were starting at that time, and I did some packing videos. People wanted to know, what do you wear on Elegant Night and what do you wear on a ship? So I was like, oh, I'll show them like what I would take with me. And so I did some of those fashion videos.
Yeah,
What was I thinking?
I think it's right. It's so amazing because even I didn't start solo cruising until 2016, and even then there weren't many vlogs about solo cruising. I think I saw like 1 or 2 people, and that was about it. So yeah, there wasn't much back then. Now we have a lot of content. So Elisa asked, so is Italy your favorite cruise destination?
No. My favorite place to go, if it has Grand Cayman on there, I love Grand Cayman. It's pretty much my favorite port. Do I want to go back to Europe? Yes, there's so many more places to see. I think what people need to realize with Mediterranean cruises is that you literally have 1 sea day and you're in a port every day. So it's exhausting.
Okay.
So you just have to pace yourself and just be prepared, you know. So next September, my plan is to try to take 2 to 3 weeks and go over there and try to do a couple cruises.
Oh, okay. So when you did it though, did you get off in every port or do an excursion in every port?
No, I didn't get off in France. I looked at where the schedule was and I realized that I would need an extra day. So we had a sea day towards the end, and France was probably second day in.
Okay.
And so I said, I really don't have anything there that looked good that I wanted to go to. That sounds bad, but I just felt like I didn't find anything. So I made that a ship day, and I
Okay.
stayed on the ship, and then had the other ones that I wanted to do. So it's basically finding what you want and then working on it. But they're heavy port days, and it's a lot of walking. So
Okay. Yeah. Something I'm gonna and I've heard a little bit about that. So it's like when I do go, I know to prepare, decide, what ports I want to get off on, which ones I want to do excursions at, and kind of like you said, pace yourself, don't wear myself out. So
yeah.
All right,
Yes.
so I have, Peggy, thank you so much. Thank you for the love, Peggy. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And so I have one last question and one last clip that I want to show before that question. Hold on. Speaking of, you already mentioned this.
Even when you're doing like a packable item, it's better, it's easier if you just kind of throw it in here than packing it up. See how much flatter that will be? Sometimes even when you're doing like a packable item,
you look like you became the packing expert. I mean, I watched the packing video and it's like you have it down to a T. Now, do you pack like one suitcase for like a 7-day trip? Or because I think this was from like a carry-on packing video, was it?
Yes, and that suitcase broke on the way home.
Oh,
It was I went to a conference in Boston and I checked it on the way home and it cracked. So I had to go buy a new one the other day.
Goodness.
Yeah, but carry on that expands is the way to go for me now. I did go on a Caribbean cruise with my husband and he checked a bag and I had a carry-on and that was several years ago.
Okay.
But I could do a carry-on. I can also do a very big bag if I wanted to. But my thought right now is there was so much lost luggage that as long as I carry it on to the destination and I have my items, I don't mind checking it on the way back.
Okay.
So, and most of the stuff I have now is duplicate. So I don't have to pack, I don't want to say a lot. But I don't. It's like the clothes, my shoes, and my makeup probably. And that's about it. But most of the stuff I have is duplicates and I just leave them in the suitcase.
All right. So Angel says she will be sure to check out your channel. She's doing a
Thank
23-day cruise next year, and she needs international experience. So,
that is amazing.
So she might come to you for questions. So,
well, I may go to her for questions. Who's first on that?
All right. Okay, so it is 4:38. So I'm just going to pause here for just a second to say we're going to be wrapping up in a minute. But before we go, I want to share my must-see cruise content for the weekend. This is just some of the channels that I watch, not all. I can't list everybody, but I'm thinking about putting everybody on my website. But so Sundays after here, I'm heading over to Addie and Terry's live Sunday sip. And then Sunday tonight, we have Team Reese Travel with Sunday Shenanigans. They start at 6:45 Eastern. Tuesdays, we have Jeffrey's Angel. Angel, are you done moving yet? Because I know she does Tuesdays, but I know she was in the middle of a move. Drop in the chat if you are going live this week or if you're still moving. Wednesday, I don't think I saw her name here, but I think I saw that she was moving back to Wednesday nights. I'm not sure, but Edna's Wind Down Wednesdays is always Wednesday. Thursday, Cruise Kibitz podcast. We drop a podcast every Thursday morning at 6 a.m. Eastern. And last week we talked about our favorite cruise ports. So if you haven't seen that, if you haven't listened to it, if you haven't heard it, and actually, we start putting our full episodes on YouTube now. So if you like to just listen, we have 2 different versions. You can listen to it by audio, but now you can watch the full episode on YouTube at our Cruise Kibitz channel. Thursday nights, Parker's on the go. Fridays, I'm always tuned in to A Rich and Jazzy Life. That's just one. I think somebody else is on Fridays. I can't remember off the top of my head. So, Dina, I want to ask, so do you have a next solo cruise or other cruise that you want to share before we leave?
Okay, so I just saw that Just Kaya. So Just Kaya was on the Mardi Gras. Kaya was on the Mardi Gras with us when Letty and I went.
Okay.
And so we met her and her family out on the dance floor. Yeah,
Well,
that was fun.
oh,
Yeah.
well, yes. Okay, and Angel said Kaya is back on Fridays. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, did you have another?
My next cruise actually is with friends. So I'm excited. So Grandma on the Go and Letty and I will be meeting up with the people that we met on the Mardi Gras. So this is one of those random things where it's like we did meet up with people, this lovely couple, and we just clicked with them, and we've been talking with them since then. And so we're going to get on the celebration to kind of be our, we went on the Mardi Gras. Now we're going to go on the celebration all together. And then, but I do have a solo cruise as of right now. In March, I'll be going on the Breakaway out of New Orleans, which I love New Orleans. So I'm excited to get back there.
That sounds great. Now, when are you going on the celebration?
And that'll be March. And the celebration is January.
Oh, January.
Yeah. I had another one booked in December, but I'll be really honest, that little sickness kind of got me this last time coming home. And so I thought I didn't want to go on a cruise right before the holidays and not be able to be with my family. So I went ahead and so I ended up not deciding for the rest of the year. I would wait until January. So I'll be good.
Okay.
It happens.
Okay. And Kimberly Cooper, my sister, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I owe you one. Thank you. That's my sister. All right. So I have another question before we wrap up. So do you have any type of advice that you can give to someone who is looking to jump into solo cruising or solo traveling? Maybe they're a little hesitant. What advice would you give?
My best advice is find out what your fear is first, and then probably find the best way to be able to tackle that, because I think that's some people get anxiety and stuff like that. So I think you need to find out if you have a true fear. Try doing something a little on the shorter end, maybe just a few days, just to see if you're comfortable with being alone on a ship for that many days. And then you could expand it out. So I would start on something shorter, like a 4 or 5 day.
Okay. All right. The great advice. And I said that was the last thing, but it's actually not. Even though we've been running, I'm sorry. I should have been running your information across the ticker. So can you share with us your channels? Where can they find you? We know we can find you on YouTube, but where else can they find you?
I usually post all my stuff on Instagram. Even when I'm on the ship, I'll get internet. And then I try to do TikTok, but I'm not really good at it. But my grandkids like that. Yeah, so they tell me, they go, "That was funny, Grandma." So I'll do it for them.
Okay.
So, but just those two. I do have a Facebook, but it's primarily family. There's a lot of extended family, so I don't really post a lot of stuff over there.
Okay. All right. So mainly Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and it's
YouTube.
Cruising Through Life on all of them, right?
All of them. Yes.
Okay. Great. All right, well, Dina, thank you so much for coming on and
thank you so much. And you have been killing it this month. Oh my gosh. Every morning I get up. And so I'm West Coast, so I get it, a little bit later. And so I get up and I wake up like at 5. So I look at it and I'm like, oh, So going for the whole month, you're doing it.
I had no idea. First of all, I had no idea that I had this enough information to share for a month. And the fact that, I'm actually still doing it like clockwork at 6 a.m., it's tough. It's tough, but I'm one of those
Yes.
people, like, if I start a challenge, I have to finish it. It's like I can't quit. So that's and then when and I would tell you guys who the ones who are leaving me feedback, even if I think about quitting, when you say see you tomorrow, it's like I'm committed. So
Yes.
I can't leave you hanging. So,
Oh yeah, you've been doing great.
yeah,
Doing great. I love, yeah, and they're just long enough, just like the
yeah.
greatest tips and I'm like, that is like fantastic. So
Well, thank you so much. And yes, please keep me posted about the international cruise that you're thinking about doing in the future, because I do want to get one on my list sometime soon.
great.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dina. Thank you, everyone who sent a super chat. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. And I think we're going to call it what else? I can't call it a podcast. We're going to call this a live. Okay. All right. Well, bye, Dina, and bye, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you for everyone who subscribed. Thank you.
Yes. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.